What's up, guys? So today I want to talk about my new surge protector here that I had impulse purchased. I'll tell you a little background as to why I was looking for one. Christina was doing some house cleaning and she was looking at our surge protectors that we have for our important electronics, and she didn't think they were up to snuff, and she brought it up, and I have to say I agreed. I had some old surge protectors as well as some different like extension cords that I've had for a number of years. I moved from one house to the next house and that's it, just brought everything with me and just kept using them. But she really just wanted to get into something that was definitely going to be secure to obviously protect all of our electronics, and I couldn't agree more. So it's time to upgrade. We have a couple different locations in the house where we have things plugged in, so we got a couple different ones, like some heavy duty metal ones. But I saw this was at, I want to say, Home Depot. Yes, it was definitely Home Depot. And it was very intriguing. So much so where, I picked it up, I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. Put it back down on the shelf. Literally picked it up again, looked at it again, thought, oh, this is kind of cool. Put it down on the shelf. Literally a third time, picked it up and said, all right, I got to get this because I love the idea behind it. So this thing was like, it was under 60 bucks. I want to say like 55 or $60, something like that. Something in that range, which is a lot for a surge protector, but the whole concept here is it is a battery. It's a battery backup system so that when the power goes out, you still have whatever is plugged into it running. And this is important to me because oftentimes, I'm editing videos or I'm doing work online or whatever. Plus, it's a big deal to have internet. We all know what that's like because we live it every single day. We have the internet. We have the internet at home. We have Wi-Fi signals. We have internet on our phones. Tablets, it's everywhere. We all live on the internet. You're watching this video on the internet, right? So looking at the details on here, it says up to 315 minutes of runtime. That is specifically for, you see on the top here, that would be for a 6-watt Wi-Fi router. All right, so let's say the power went out, I'd have Wi-Fi still, at least the internet, for about 300 plus minutes or so. On a full setup, like desktop, home computer, modem, router, the whole thing, about 170 watts or so, you get about 10 minutes of runtime. These are just estimates depending on, of course, what you have plugged into it. So the idea here is I would get at least 10 minutes if I was in the middle of something, because I've been on my computer before and I've had, the power go out and I'm literally right in the middle of a project or something, or I'm watching something. It'd be nice to know when the power went out that I had a little bit of a buffer, a little bit of time to save whatever I was doing for later, power down my computer, and then I at least have the internet as a backup for a little while. I don't necessarily have to use that power. I can save it. If I feel like it's going to be, the power's going to be out for multiple days, I can turn the internet on for like an hour and use it an hour a day, until I run out of juice here. But it's just a really cool concept. I thought this was really awesome. It's supposed to have protection of 890 joules of surge. All right, so like, if obviously you get hit by lightning or something like that, it's supposed to protect from that. I didn't do, again, this is an impulse purchase. I don't know the rating, like joules rating. I don't know if 890 is good, if it's on the low end of things. I don't really know. All I know is there's cheap surge protectors. There's very expensive surge protectors. If you know more about this kind of stuff, you can comment down below. If you buy a $10 surge protector, is that going to protect your computer or your TV or whatever you have plugged in there better or worse, or is it literally just marketing? I have no idea. Clearly, there's different scenarios. If you have lightning strike your house directly, like your power lines directly, that would be a lot of energy. I don't know if any surge protector is guaranteed to actually protect your stuff. What is fascinating about this as well, somewhere on here, they guaranteed up to a certain amount of money too. Where is it? It's on here somewhere. Yeah, up to $125,000. So basically, they're saying if you have stuff plugged into here and this doesn't work and the surge of electricity from whatever event that takes place actually breaks your items that are plugged into here, they'll cover up to $125,000 worth of damages. Well, that sounds great, but I don't know how you prove it. You know what I mean? I would imagine they would fight you on that and not want to pay out that money, but at least it's right there on the box. That reminds me of Tommy Boy. You got the guarantee right on the box. So anyway, yeah, I thought this was pretty fascinating. Let's go ahead and break into it, see what it looks like. There's actually a bunch of plugs and ports and whatnot, but 4 of them have the battery backup. All right, that's also important to know. It's not everything plug into this guy is going to be running on that backup. All right. Put this out of the bag. And get a better look at it with you here. It's nice you got some mounting points. You can put this on the wall if necessary. There's our big old heavy duty plug. All right, so let's take a look at this guy here. So you can see there's 8 major plugs here. One thing I would have liked to have seen on this unit, it's not a huge deal because I'm only going to be using 3 of these of the 4 with the battery backup. And only one of them has a power box, so I can use the power box here and then have the other 2. But if you notice just the positioning, it would have been nice if these were rotated outward because, you know, obviously some things have that big block. And it's just, you know, it's not a great setup in that respect. If you had 2 or 3 things with the block, it clearly wouldn't fit that way. So you can see on this side here it says surge protection outlets. This side says battery supported and surge protected outlets. So on this side, if power goes out, whatever's plugged in here will run on the battery backup. Whatever's over here will not. These are just extra ports. And on top, there's also 2 USB ports as well, which is really nice. Looks like maybe there's a built-in fan in there. There's a specific power button for it. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. Let's see what the important part says here. This UPS must be connected to a grounded outlet before turning on. Plug in and charge for 8 hours. Okay, initially you have to obviously charge it up. To turn on or off, press and hold the power button for 2 seconds. Remove before use. All right. And of course, there's some instructions here, as well as a plug. Interesting. We have a USB. Not sure what the plug's for. User manual. Let me go ahead and open this up and read this real quick. All right, so looked at the instructions real quick, looked at the cable again. The instructions here basically just say this is a USB device cable. And then I immediately asked Christina, who's in the other room, and she told me that you know, most things these days that take these plugs are just like printers and stuff. So it is nice I could run this through the USB to the printer if I really needed to print something like last second. So yeah, I mean, it's good to have, it's not hurting anything. Now I flip this over and it shows 3 different units here. This is the unit that I picked up, which is right smack dab in the middle. Looks like they have a smaller one, which would have less battery capacity and no USB ports. And then there's a larger one here. And if the larger one was in store, even if it was more money, I probably would have got this just because it has this little separation here on both sides, you know, specifically for those big plugs that have the box on it. So that model is the SX950U. Looks like I got the 650U, right? Is that what? Yes, that's exactly what I did. So anyway, I don't know where else you can, of course, buy anything you want on the internet. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Very excited to get this thing all hooked up. I figured I'd show you on the table here as opposed to trying to crawl underneath the desk to show you. But it's also a great excuse to clean everything up. I got, you know, wires messy. I'm sure it's all dusty back there. So we'll, you know, my wife will do a really good cleaning and get everything nice and tidy and set. And if the power ever goes out, at least I have a little bit of a backup. I have a little bit of a warning. And speaking of warning, in the instructions, it says there is an alarm that goes off here, because if it's during the day, I have nothing else going on, like if I don't have any lights on or a fan going in the summer or anything like that, it might be hard to tell if the power goes out. In my particular house, when the power goes out, I always hear something beeping. I don't know what it is, some electronical device, maybe it's the microwave or who knows what. Something beeps, and that's when I know that the power went out. However, this has a built-in alarm for that, all right? So if there's no other indications the power went out, this will let you know, certainly, all right? And then, you know, obviously the clock starts ticking on the juice that's in here, all right? So it's just a nice buffer. Again, I was totally sold on the idea. I was looking to spend maybe, you know, 25 bucks, 30 bucks on a good metal case, very, you know, heavy duty surge protector. But this caught my eye, and like I said, it was kind of impulse purchase. But I wanted to make this video to let everyone know that stuff like this exists, because I had no idea. And also get your opinions. You know, there's obviously a lot of people out there that are more technologically advanced. They understand this stuff a little bit better. You can let me know what you think of this. If you have experience with it, even better. Let me know how your experience has been. You know, they have the average ratings here. Like I said, I'm looking to get at least 10 minutes if I have a bunch of stuff plugged in from my, you know, computer and all this other stuff. And basically just, I want the little heads up so I can just stop what I'm doing, close everything out, save any progress on whatever projects I'm doing, or if I'm reading something, watching something, whatever, save it for later, and then, have that buffer. Then I can power down the computer and just, hang around and prepare for nighttime. If it happens during the day, I can go around, get the flashlights, together, certain spots, get candles, certain spots, things like that. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I thought this was super fascinating. So now I'm going to go install it. So thanks for watching. If you have any information, again, experience with these things or something to add to what I've said here, I'd love to hear it down in the comment section. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.